is Bookish Adventures. It is day 17 of Bookmas, and we will be talking about my bookish goals for the new year. So, as you've seen, I've talked about sequels, like I have a problem with sequels, series that I want to start, and series that I'm in the middle of. So, a couple of my goals next year is to, as I said, finish, but it's only why I want to start series that are completed, just so I don't add more pressure on myself to read a series and wait years for a sequel, especially if it's going to be a long series. I definitely want to read series that are complete next year, finish some series I'm in the middle of, do a couple rereads. I do plan on rereading The Final Empire, because I'm going to do the Cosmere verse, but I'm going to do it by publication order because the order I wanted to do it in says it's very spoily. So I will be rereading the Final Empire, but I'll be starting with Elantris in January. And then I will finish at least, I'll read like one a month, and maybe, because I have Arkham Unbound, I will read whatever short story goes with that month. So that is one of the things I want to complete next year. I want to finish hold on, I'm filming this on day 17 and my brain is scattered because I've only slept for a couple hours. I want to finish the Sarah J. Maas series. I'm in the middle of 2, and I have her new book, Crescent City. I don't want to start till I could get the second book, but I would really like to finish the other series before I dive into another world. That is one of the things I would love to do. I'd like to finish the Shade of Magic trilogy. Haven't finished that. So another goal I have is, for the last 2 years, I've been able to get over 200 books from reading short books, manga, graphic novels, and big books as well. I'd like to start the new year with 200 as my goal, see how many I need to read a week, and everything else interrupted. I want to read more mysteries next year because I found out I really liked Truly Devious, and I thought that was one of my favorite books of the year. It surprised me, it still is. But then I read The Inheritance Games, and it has to be my favorite. I don't know if it's favorite book or favorite YA of the year, because I have so many favorites of this year that I want to try more mysteries. I definitely want to also read some standalones next year. I'm hoping that we have some new releases and maybe get to some old ones. But I love standalones. I do love long series. But just to have one book and then it's finished is definitely peaceful. I do want to go back and reread The Daughter of the Pirate King and read The Daughter of the first one. The second one is read The Daughter of the Siren Queen, because there is another book, I don't know if it's directly related, that will be released. I don't know if it's going to be this year or if it's going to be the next one. It will be released, and it's going to be so good. And I remember loving The Daughter of the Pirate King. A lot of books came out, and I've talked about how I have a problem, like if it's a really hyped book, like if I see it on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram and people are talking about it, I tend to read the hype book over sequels and books that I own. So I definitely want to get a bit better at that. I also want to track what I'm reading, like what genre I read a month, like how many romances or how many middle grades or fantasy, or at least adult. Maybe I'll just like have a category: adult, YA, and middle grade, and manga, so it makes it a bit, and graphic novel, because I'm not going to count a graphic novel as manga. But it would be a bit easier to track throughout the year of how many I'm reading of what type of book. So I definitely want to do that. I want to get more creative with YouTube, like I have said. So I'm definitely going to have to look to maybe do some tag videos in the new year. And maybe some fun TBRs or some mystery TBRs. Definitely something I'd like to do. I think also I'm going to try not to DNF for at least the first 3 months, because I rate everything 4 or 5 stars because I DNF the ones I don't like. I try to DNF when I get to 100 or 50 pages, but I do think I should just read. Keep getting interrupted. So What I meant is I want to at least try to, for the first 3 months, not DNF and see what my ratings would be. Because Reed's Reader said it the best. There's too many books out there that you'll absolutely love more than the one you want to DNF. But the thing is, it makes my ratings weird because I always have a 4 of a 5 star. So I'm going to try to, at least for the first 3 months, not to DNF a book. And next thing I want to do is read at least one horror book in the beginning of the year to see if I could do it. So I want to at least read one Grady Hendrix and maybe one adult thriller to see how I do and see if it's up to my taste. And it wasn't on the series I want to start or anything, but I loved the Fear Street movies on Netflix, so I kind of want to go and at least read the first Fear Street. I know they're not very good. I've never physically read one of the Goosebump books or anything from R.L. Stine. My older sister, read them to me, a couple of them to me when I was a kid. So I definitely at least want to try the Fear Street, because I think Fear Street is a newer series. I'm not going to say his most recent, but I think he's still writing books in the Fear Street. So I do definitely want to give that a shot. And I want to be consistent when I read. Like, I tend to, if I get bored, I kind of read multiple books at once. I don't want to read like 3 books at once next year, at least not start off that. I do not mind reading 2 books at once, but I think 2 will have to be a limit so I don't get bored. Plus with my dyslexia, not my dyslexia, my ADHD. I love having multiple things going on at once. If I'm reading, I have like a reality show going on in the background. If I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm most likely playing one of my video game systems. So I like doing multiple things because then I feel like I finished a bunch of stuff. I also want to reread the Twisted Tales series. I still haven't read the Alice in Wonderland and the newer releases. What I want to do is go back and listen to the old ones on audiobooks. I want to listen to their audiobooks because I listened to a couple of them as audiobooks and I really enjoyed that. And like at the ending of the book, they play music from the movie, and it's just, retellings are one of my favorite things. And I think I want to start fresh with listening to something I know I'm going to love, because I've never given a Twisted Tale lower. Nothing. They've all been 5 stars because I've absolutely loved them. I want to start off having at least a couple books that I know I'm going to love and that's not going to make me slumpy. I do also want to know when I'm reading, I normally have my phone by me. I think one of my biggest goals, even though I film with my phone, I'll probably update like every 100 pages if I'm filming a vlog, but I don't want it right next to me because I get distracted because of YouTube, notification, TikTok. Definitely want to at least do it where my phone is away from me to see how my reading's going. I definitely want to do that. I don't know, I need to watch some book series that have been out because I have never finished The Witcher and I really liked the first season, but I got to episode 6 and new shiny stuff came out, so haven't done that. I think I want to at least attempt one because I don't know how well the book is going to be, and they're really big books, but I want to read the Wheel of Time, at least the first Wheel of Time book. I know it's old and I know the newer stuff will probably be more current in fantasy, but I've been really loving fantasy, like I said in the BookTube newbie tag, so I would like to read at least some classics of fantasy. And I would say it's classic, but there are newer books, so I know if I do like it, there's so many, I could just pick one up whenever I want. I could just get them up from my local library and just check them out whenever. But I'm not going to rush it. If I at least want to read the first whole book, just to see how I feel in the world. I know the Amazon Prime original looks really good, but I think someone recommended at least watching the first episode, especially because of how big that world is. It helps build that world up for you. So maybe that's what I will do. I just don't want to get spoiled. So I definitely want to read or watch at least one episode and then read the book. Maybe I'll do a vlog or something next year. Maybe it's okay. He's cold. We just came back in and he's cold. So yes, I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to do readathons next year because they're so helpful. Because like I've said in a couple videos, if it wasn't for, maybe not a couple, maybe I haven't mentioned this, maybe one or two. If it wasn't for readathons, I probably would have never picked up Truly Devious. If it wasn't for the Merry Bookmas and the prompt for read something with a game, I probably would have never picked up the Inheritance game because mystery is not my thing. Or well, it wasn't my thing. I really liked not adult YA mystery. So I think that is absolutely something I want to do more. Readathons are very helpful because they have prompts, and sometimes I can fill them with books I own, or I just go to my library or read off Libby's. So I'm definitely going to continue doing readathons, but I need to have a limit. I can maybe do 2 a month, but I can't do 3 or more than that because it's just too much pressure. I'm very competitive. If I'm in a readathon, I have to read all these books, or yeah, just too competitive when it gets to stuff like that. So just 1 or 2 a month. I like the month-long ones. I can do the week ones, but I like the month-long ones where I have a whole month to pick up the book and take my time. So if I DNF one of the prompts, or not one of the prompts, sorry, I've only had a couple hours of sleep, and I'm gonna probably go back to sleep after I edit. But if I DNF one of the prompts, I have time to find another book that fits that prompt. All right, I think that should be it for this video. I don't know how else gonna do because I've barely slept, but I definitely wanted to film something to get it out today because I'm trying to do 25 videos. And I've been pretty consistent. Every day has been uploaded. I do need to pre-film. I was supposed to do a vlog and I haven't done a vlog this week because I got that booster shot, which I probably mentioned, I think, in the newbie tag. And my arm is killing me still, and it's been extremely painful. All right, that is it for day 17 of Bookmas. Tell me your bookish goals for the new year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.